What's good, y'all? I'm glad y'all made it to another episode of Tony Talk CFB, college football for the streets, and that's on me, baby. Anyways, today you and I are gonna dive into some of the biggest Miami Hurricane concerns. The number one concern being is, can Carson Beck fill Cam Ward's shoes? Let's punch right into it. This all started last year in the playoffs when Georgia played Texas and Carson Beck suffered a mean injury to his elbow, y'all. Check this one out.
Beck, did he step up and even launch? Chase from behind. Ball not free. It's bobbled around, scooped up. A horn on the final play of the half. Trying to make something happen. Anthony Hill laterals it. They're still going. And now they lateral back to a Bulldog in a wild, frantic play. Most entertaining moment of the first half, frankly.
Damn, that was
got
big
hit. And he's down.
Beck,
Yeah.
I hope you could throw for
there was a play
paint.
last week against Georgia Tech that he got hit.
This would be a season-ending injury for Carson Beck, right? And they finished number 41 ranked total offense in the nation. But let's not forget, they also ranked number 1 in the nation for drop passes. We can't say that every single drop pass is the quarterback's fault because we've seen a lot of good Carson Beck throws, right? But I will tell you this. In the whole league last year, statistically, there's 4 Georgia wide receivers in the top 10 of most drop passes in college football. My bad, y'all. Excuse my French. I meant to say 3 Georgia wide receivers on the top 11 of drop passes. Number 1 on that list would be Arian Smith with 72 targets and 10 drop passes. Number 4 on that list would be Dylan Bell, wide receiver from Georgia, with 75 targets and 6 drops. And then would be last but not least, or maybe, the least, Dominique Levet, wide receiver from Georgia, with 91 total targets and 5 drop passes, right? Obviously, these drop passes, you could say some were because of Carson Beck, bad placement. But as a receiver, they'll tell you it is your job to catch the ball no matter where the ball is spotted at, which is what this receiver said here.
I mean, I take accountability on all my drops. Like, I try to not make excuses. I never do that. A drop is a drop. Coach always tells us my job is to catch the ball regardless of how it's thrown, if it's short, if it's overthrown, if it's too high, make sure I make effort to get it. One of the plays, I probably say I did jump too early and misjudged it. That happens as well. So probably I jumped too early or misjudged it. So next time I make sure I do a better job of judging the ball, make sure I don't jump if I don't need to and jump when I need to.
Yeah, my boy. I think you need to get to that ball. You lead the league last year for drop balls. I'm not a hater, man. You know, respect to you, man. You're doing what you do. But, yeah, you need to work on that, my boy. It was raindrops on them balls, huh? They were slippery. No homo, right? But basically, like, look at this right here. Just look at this drop right here by Dylan Bell, y'all. Just tell me about this one. Gunnar Stockton put it right in his hand, and look at what happened right here. In an important game, you know?
Catch at all, to be honest, it would have been a much bigger blowout. I counted up 8 to 10 drops. These are balls that hit them in the hands, including one to close the game out that hit a guy in the face. They couldn't catch it all. So there's 8 to 10 drops, horrible drops on offense on the Georgia side.
So there you have it, gentlemen. I just showed y'all how many drop passes and how Georgia was ranked number 1 in the country for drop passes. On the other hand, Miami Hurricanes finished number 1 offense in the whole nation. Cam Ward was a breakout superstar, and now he's predicted to be the number 1 drafted player in the NFL to the Tennessee Titans, which is a prediction. Let's see. Top 5 for sure. He is my favorite quarterback of all time, right? Since Ken Dorsey won his thing. But anyway, so now let's get back to the Carson Beck. Carson Beck probably was inspired by the fact Cam Ward got this opportunity and went so high in the stock. After Carson Beck's injury, obviously his draft stock fell. He decided to opt out. He got offered a hefty lump sum of money, $4 million. And plus his girlfriend lived in Miami, one of the twins, Hannah, which unfortunately they broke up. But honestly, they say, can he be as calm in the pocket? I mean, Miami had a great O-line. He has a lot better protection. I mean, in some years in Georgia, they had a great O-line too, but he does have a better defense now that they're switching it around, and he will have time in the pocket, and he will scramble. Actually, I've seen him make a lot of good plays, and I'm going to share some of them with you. So just sit back tight and watch these little couple highlights real quick. Won't take long. Watch this.
Beck given time time, now running out of it behind a veteran offensive line. He takes off running, has the first down.
The freshman from Los Angeles. Beck got belted as he threw, but he got it to Dominic Lovett, who swung down at the 42.
His only touchdown. Beck, high throw, caught by Dominic Lovett. It looked like when it left his hand, it was intended for Dylan Bell.
Wow. I mean, it does look like he's trying to work Bell on the underneath. Lovett looks like he's running. Number 0, Deontay Scott.
Beck throwing it deep. Colby Young, nice adjustment to the ball. Is it a catch? The officials looking at each other. Already had 2 rushing touchdowns.
The AT&T clicker. The left tackle's lined up on the right. The tight end is lined up over here. And look at the confusion by the defense. They're not quite sure how to line up. Where is anybody that they really want to be able to read and understand? And because of that, look at the defense running to the right. They completely...
Can Georgia get something out of this drive? Cash Jones is in the backfield. He motions out, and suddenly it's Oscar Delp looking like old number 19 from a year ago. 5-man rush. It's picked up. Beck has a whole lot of time, and now fires across the middle. Catch made by Smith. Arian Smith. Beck. Flushed. Will take off. Carson Becks with his flag out.
So if y'all gonna tell me that man can't play, if Miami has a better O-line than he had at Georgia, you don't see how that man just scrambled when he had to run for his life, just winning the touchdown, winning the end zone, made some great passes, threw to the outside, did everything. This man can do everything. Now, yes, there's a question about the injury. People have bounced back from worse. I'm just being real. The guy is not a small dude, you know, and he's getting along with his teammates too. But what I will say is this: before we jump to the Miami side of the ball, I want y'all to hear Carson Beck after a rough game that he had, because sometimes quarterbacks, when their receivers keep dropping passes, it's only right and natural you think, is it my fault? Is it my fault, right? So you start doubting yourself, right? But look at what Carson Beck had to say.
It felt like the entire game. I think the fourth quarter, it really started to kick in for the most part, but I was just off. I mean, that's obviously really difficult.
You know, Carson himself, I think, took a lot of ownership for that. What did you see in particular from Carson on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, look, when you start the game off and you feel like you threw 2 good passes, they get dropped, making it really got the offense going. Man, it is kind of tough to start the game off that way, kind of get you second guessing a little bit, get you in your head of, hey, man, like, am I not putting the ball where I'm at? Can I trust this? Can I trust what I'm seeing with my eyes? So it is tough as the gunslinger back there to be like, man, am I really trusting what I'm seeing with my eyes? I think he did a good job of managing the game back there. What I did like seeing was getting Carson under center. I liked seeing running the ball from under.
Beck given time, now running out of it behind a veteran offensive line. He takes off running, has the first
See, y'all seen this run like the guy said he liked to see, right? But Carson Beck wasn't even in Miami a few months before he obviously broke up with Hannah Cavender, or she broke up with him, and also their Lamborghinis were stolen. I mean, what you think? It's Dade County, homie. Welcome to the city. So let me just show y'all a TikTok video of the happy moments, and just know they're no longer there. The Cavender twins did quit basketball, and they're focusing on their brand and everything. They do got some good TikTok stuff going on and all that. But he fumbled that bag, as some would say. But like I said, I'm just hoping that he can stay away from the BS, because they say it was a Latina he got caught on Snapchat with. Not my problem. I don't know. But let me just show y'all the TikToks right here between them. Well, how cute, right? Good things don't last forever. I mean, these TikToks reminded me of a Taylor Swift song. What can I say about that? But hey, you know, much respect to Love if it was genuine, and I hope maybe they could work things out, you know. But Carson Beck got bigger things to worry about. No disrespect to Hannah. He's filling in some big shoes in Miami. So that's what we're about to jump into. Cam Ward, my favorite quarterback of all time. have it, y'all. How refreshing, right? Is it anytime we see Miami beat a Florida team, especially the Gators? We balled out on them this year. I think FSU maybe put up a better fight against us. But anyways, Cam Ward, his draft stock was very low. He was underrated. He was a diamond in the dirt, y'all. Became the #1 quarterback in the nation. He was Heisman nominated, and the list goes on. As y'all seen, Xavier Restrepo has become the all-time leading receiver in Miami. Cam Ward definitely played a role in that. The man finished with what it was, 39 touchdowns and 7 picks, if I'm not mistaken. Really, a rating that was out of this world. Beck had double those picks. But we didn't have receivers dropping passes and passes. Jacoby George was a dog. Elijah Arroyo a dog. Restrepo a dog. Our line was so great. So I'll take you back to a time where Cam Ward was so thankful about his old line. He even gifted him chains, and I'm gonna show y'all that video here.
Let me see.
Now, of course, a lot of people would become annoyed because of his nonchalant presence in the pocket. Not only that, they were saying that, but I've seen him break so many sacks and just make plays out of it. One time he pitched the ball to Arroyo, and Arroyo made the touchdown. Like, how can they say that? But we owe it to Mario Cristobal. He's great at recruiting. I'm looking forward to Darion Coleman, which is a quarterback that's coming that I've heard a lot of good things about. He might even beat Luke Nicolau for the spot. But who knows? But Mario Cristobal, we thank you. Mario Cristobal was the one that did bring Cam Ward over, had faith in him. And he's turned his, seasons around from 3 years. Every time it's just been increases on the wins. Last year, the 10 wins. This year, we're hoping for more. If Carson Beck could fill his shoes, right? Carson Beck will have an O-line, in my opinion, way better than what he had at Georgia. He could scramble, as I showed y'all earlier in the video. And in my opinion, with that time to make throws, he could be a very accurate passer. It's just the problem is, like I said, I hope he doesn't get caught up in the Miami lifestyle. These kids get these big checks already. They get comfortable. But my opinion is, can he fill Cam Ward's shoes? Nobody can. Of course, and he has a young group of freshman receivers and all that. However, Malachi Tony, man, he's really looking good. But I'm really excited for JoJo Trader. I'm about to show y'all what JoJo Trader had to say about Carson Beck as well. Ray Joseph, I'm excited about him. And I'm excited about a lot of weapons. Nobody can fill Cam Ward's shoes. In my opinion, he'll always be my favorite quarterback, and a lot of people's, because he brought the U back in some sort of way. Those losses, we ranked 60-something on defense. Those losses, we could scratch it off to the defense. We were up 21-0 on Syracuse. And then the secondary just kept shitting, you feel me? And that's what sucks, y'all.
We're seeing what it's supposed to look like with Coach Cristobal and Coach Mirabal having multiple recruiting classes, having developed some of these guys and being able to bring in some big-time transfers. It reminds me of when Jeff Stoutland was here, the best offensive line coach in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles, known for just getting big body types, big athletes, and coaching them up. When he was here, you had your Brandon Linders, your John Felicianos, Chantrell Hendersons, guys like that, and you're getting back to that physically with a lot of guys that I think we're going to be seeing play on Sundays for a long, long time.
So, yeah, while we're excited, Georgia's probably somewhere crying, I heard Gunner took some shots at Carson Beck about when he said he was busy because he didn't leave the school. Hey, man, it is what it is. What can I say to that? At the end of the day, we're losing a lot of weapons on receivers. Jacoby George goes down as one of my favorite receivers ever. His energy, everything about him, man. The man is a superstar. His speed, his hands. You don't see that man drop balls like that. I remember in Syracuse, I think Restrepo caught a ball and fumbled it, something like that, But George, I love Restrepo too as a player, don't get me wrong. But George, at the end of the day, Hurricanes, we're going to be waiting for this season, and we got a lot of good things to look forward to. Now, look at what Kirby Smart said before anything about they drop passes.
Or improve upon that area. I think you have to be careful. You have to ask yourself why. You go through and watch them, you try to analyze it, and you want to create confidence. You want to create an environment of learning and teaching, and I thought Coley did a good job talking to him and explained to them that I think we're second in the SEC in passes per game, so we must have hellified confidence in them if we're second in passing attempts per game in the league. So we do have tremendous confidence in them, the backs, and the tight ends, and we're going to continue to do that. I don't think you can be a good football team if you can't throw and catch the ball. And we have a guy that's a weapon. I mean, there's a lot of teams out there in the country that wish they had a quarterback that could put them in the right play and has the ability to fix the protection and has the ability to get the ball to the right guy efficiently. So I know a lot of receivers want to play with a guy like that.
Yes, you're fucking right. A lot of receivers want to play with him, but it won't be y'all, Bulldogs. You heard me? Hey, I'm messing with y'all, though, man. It's been a blessing, man. I'm going to show y'all what JoJo Trader said, a couple of things about him. He's a great player. He might be one of the main go-tos this year. Our defense is really bumping. Mario Cristobal went to Corey Hepterman. We did a lot of defensive adjustments. I'm trusting in the offense. We got a lot of good things. Offensive coordinator, we got a lot of big things coming. Cristobal, he's been known to be scrutinized for a couple of decisions like a couple of years ago with that Georgia Tech last call to run instead of just kneeling, but that's irrelevant. This year we could be, if our first test is Notre Dame. Can we beat Notre Dame? If we beat them, we're good. If not, it's a little shake-up. Not that we can't do nothing if we beat everybody else after that. But let's hear what JoJo Trader got to say about Beck. And a couple things.
Great for you. Just how you feeling this time around, man?
Feeling good. I'm just excited to get back, put in more work from last year. I'm just building from last year.
And then talk about building. Speaking of Pop Tarts Bowl, you had your first touchdown. Just how big was that game for your confidence heading into this year?
I guess it was really big. I guess a little bit. It wasn't that big. But this year, that's the biggest over there last year.
For you, just what were you able to take away from last year? Obviously, playing time wasn't as consistent as you probably would have wanted, but what were you able to take away from being around the guys and learning from some of those veterans?
I actually took away a lot from Shepo, JG, Sam Brown, and all those receivers, definitely. And just getting comfortable with the offense, just seeing the stuff Cam calling out a signal during the game. I'm on the sideline. But that's this for that. Definitely. Just basically just being a student of the game on the sideline. We're not even playing.
You and JJ are obviously going to be linked despite being an insane, unfair duo in high school. So watching him succeed so much at Ohio State last year, how much did that motivate you? And how much did you talk to him about what he learned from going through all that last year?
It actually motivated me a lot. It's very exciting to see my brother. Me personally, I knew he was going to do it. Y'all ain't know he was going to do it. So you feel me? It was very exciting. It was very exciting seeing when the national championship. That's something that we talked about in Little League and stuff like that. When the national championship.
How are you different this year than last year? And last year you sort of banged up a little earlier. Did that hold you back a little bit?
Yes, it certainly did hold me back last year, but that's definitely not gonna hold me back this year.
So what's different about you this year? What did you learn last year that you really grasped and are better at this?
I definitely learned how to practice. I learned how to be in the building more and stuff like that. Being a student of the game, stuff like that.
How are you handling the expectations this year? It's going to be a lot going at you. So what's that mindset going forward?
My mindset is just keep working each and every day. No job too big, no job too little. I feel like it's going to be a great year from a receiver standpoint, definitely.
JoJo, what's your connection with Carson like?
Carson, he's a cool dude. He don't talk a lot, but I talk to him and stuff like that. He's getting around the team very, very well. I'll be watching film with him, even though he's not outside throwing. So he's getting along well.
Have you watched film? I'm sorry. Have you watched film on him to kind of learn more about him?
I watched Georgia games, so yes, I watched film on him. And I've seen a couple throws that he thrown, the receivers that dropped the pass. I could have caught the ball.
There were a lot of drops last year.
You put on a little muscle. How much do you?
So there it is, y'all. Shots fired. JoJo Trader just said, "Hey man, some of the balls I seen Beck throw to his receivers, I would have caught them." In my opinion, man, this guy is going to be a go-to guy. I really have liked him since he got there. Plus, our running game is better than Georgia's was. Our running game, yards per carry, we were doing great with the run game. We got Fletcher there. He still got a couple years left in him. We got Ron Line, and we just beat Michigan and who was Notre Dame out for the running back, one of the top prospects. 2026, we got Darion Coleman going in. Hey, D-line, we got Ruben Bain, Mesidor. Y'all, it's going to be bumping. We did a lot of adjustments on the D-line. I'm excited. Is the U back? We're not going to be delusional about it yet. But yes, it could be. If Carson Beck makes 100% full recovery, we're rooting for you, my boy. Cam Ward, Jacoby George, Restrepo, Elijah Arroyo, y'all will be missed. Good luck on the NFL draft. And for everybody watching, y'all, stay tuned to my gaming videos coming up for College Football 25. I got a lot of updates. I appreciate y'all coming on Tony Talk CFB, College Football for the Streets. And that's on me, baby. Tony K.